As a business owner, how much time do you actually spend behind the wheel? On average, Americans spend 70 billion hours a year behind the wheel. And as a business owner, most of the time you're spending a lot more time than you think behind the wheel. And really, writing off your vehicle against your business is one of the key strategies that we see is underutilized in all of the new tax returns we look at when we look at a tax return and try to save people money. There's a number of different ways to do it. Some people are just doing mileage. Some accountants basically say, no, you can't do it, or you can only take 30% or 50% or 60% or whatever. You've got to remember that as a business owner, your ability to be mobile is very, very important. And taking that write-off is really critical. Most of the time I advise business owners to take actual expenses, and that includes depreciation, all the write-offs, the DMV tags, your insurance, everything that you need to possibly do to run that vehicle should be a write-off to the business. But again, we're doing the same thing. If you're a W-2 employee, that's all going to be after-tax money. As a business owner, you can make your entire vehicles pre-tax money, which is really, really critical. You need to justify it and create the documentation, which is one of the things we do for you when we implement a strategy. We create the documentation and the theory to make sure you can save money on this. And we let you write off your vehicle through the business. All of the expenses related to your car. Repairs, gasoline, insurance, DMV tags, insurance, every cost related to your vehicle should go through the business when you do actual, and depreciation of the vehicle too. And sometimes under accelerated depreciation rules, you can write off the vehicle all at once. And most people know that. They remember the 6,000 pound rule. They don't know exactly what gross vehicle weight rating is, but they remember the 6,000 pound rule. So a lot of people and a lot of other CPAs that are compliance oriented and really the box filler CPAs and tax preparers out there will tell you no. They don't tell you how. And this is really, really important distinction between no and how. So it's how to do it. I'll give you a great example, okay? And the different ways you can do this. I have a client that has a HVAC business, right? Heating, ventilation, air conditioning business. He has two vehicles in his business that he uses. One is a very, very nice truck that he uses for local work that he writes off 100% of the cost because it's his work vehicle that he takes for work nearby. Then he has another vehicle that's a beater. It's a beat-up truck that he takes on long routes, right? And so that beat-up truck, he gets a mileage. He may pay $6,000 or $7,000 for this truck, right? And he gets a mileage reimbursement for all the miles he drives on that truck. But his really nice truck that he drives for the business, he's taking actual expenses. So we're using the best of both worlds. You're not tied into using one strategy for all your vehicles. You could use different strategies for different vehicles. So if you think about this, if this guy is driving 40,000 miles a year, and getting a reimbursement of $30,000 on that 40,000 miles a year on a truck he bought for $7,000 and he just runs into the ground and buys another one 2 or 3 years later, it's just a great strategy. And I have a great example. I use Tesla electric vehicles. We got obviously the EV credits and everything like when they were applied, and we use that strategy for a lot of miles. And quite honestly, if you have family members that are working in the business, we can also write off their vehicles. So vehicle strategies, again, there's multiple strategies, and how to apply those strategies the best way possible is really going to depend on the business. Another great example is realtors. Realtors drive a lot of miles depending on where they serve and what business and market they serve. Sometimes it's in their best interest to take actual costs, and sometimes it's their best interest to take miles. It all depends on what their business is and how you understand their business. So the vehicle write-off is a great strategy for business owners, but it needs to be properly implemented. And that's one of the things we do for our clients.